Hello and welcome to another episode of the e-commerce coffee break podcast. As a merchant, you know that you lose a lot of your clients on the checkout page or on the cart page. And we want to find out why that is and what you can do to recover as many of your potential abandoned carts as possible. Main topic is this today, and I have today on the show. He is the co-founder of cartboss at cartboss.io, and he also worked for e-commerce development companies. He has a lot of experience in conversion optimization, and he's helping e-commerce companies to grow. So he is the right person to talk to. So I want to welcome him today here on the show. Hi, today. How are you today?
I love being here. Really good. Can't wait to see how the topic goes, to see what we have to say and how the listeners will benefit from our conversation.
Absolutely. So cart abandonment is a huge percentage in the reports of every merchant and a lot of them might wonder why that is. So give me a bit of an overview. What are the main reasons? Why do people abandon their carts?
Now, the thing is, if you check online articles, you're going to see a lot of due to security and stuff like that, but the main reason why people abandon their shopping cart on the checkout page, there's two actually main reasons. One of them is the pricing. And usually what happens is that people actually put in all the information in the fields on the checkout page, and then they scroll down to the complete your order section, and there they see all the additional costs. And due to those additional initial hidden fees, they leave the site. So that's one part of it. And the second one is just like random distractions, or what people usually do is, they put stuff in the cart, and then either something from their local environment distracts them, or they decide, yeah, you know what, I'm going to complete this order later on. So most of the times it's just like a random thing why people abandon their shopping carts. And you can see that mainly with drop shipping businesses where there is no brand loyalty and the amount of abandoned carts there is substantial, which is why it's really good to try to get those visitors that were intending to complete the order, actually, just to get in touch with them as soon as possible.
Makes perfect sense. Obviously, most of the traffic that's coming in is being paid for in one or the other way. That might be through paid ads and whatsoever. And this is getting more and more expensive. So somebody who made it all the way through your cart or through your checkout page is a very valuable person or potential client in the best sense of the word. Now, there's different ways to fight that. We want to go a little bit deeper into that. Give me an overview on what's like the traditional way to try to recover an abandoned cart.
The most basic one is used by Facebook. It's just called retargeting, but that's not immediate, so it's not that straightforward. Then there's the option of emails, which honestly, it's the cheapest solution out there because emails are, you can't even say that they have a price because they're so cheap. And there are so many existing solutions, either on WooCommerce or on Shopify, that you can just plug and play, and that's it. Almost. You do need to prepare the emails and everything, but that's it mainly. So those are the two so far used solutions. The problem with emails, for example, is that you don't check your emails regularly. They go into the spam or the promotion folder. And one really interesting thing is, if you think about the demographics of people, elderly people, non-tech savvy people, they're gonna check emails, like once a month or even less, So the new idea, the approach that we had was, why not try to get them back with a more straightforward, immediate solution? Now, did you know that 93% of text messages get opened in a matter of 3 minutes, in under 3 minutes after getting received? Now, just that information alone makes you really interested in the idea of using text messages for retargeting, recovering abandoned carts and stuff like that. And that's the thing. That's what we developed. Cartboss is exactly that. You can just immediately get back in touch with the visitor who abandoned their cart. And when you see the results, for example, like a 40% click-through rate, 99% open rate, that's the thing that gets you interested in using text messages overall as an abandoned cart recovery solution. Now, don't get me wrong, text messages aren't a solution for everything. Like, you won't replace emails with text messages. You don't want to use text messages for newsletters, like mass sending, because they're too expensive and the results aren't there. But for recovering abandoned carts, like, just to give you an example, you abandon a cart, and 5 minutes later, you receive a text message, hey, you left something in the cart. Don't forget to complete your order before the stock runs out. Or just sending them like, hey, were you not satisfied with the delivery options? Here's free shipping, here you go. So those initiatives to get the people to complete their orders, especially in drop shipping or clothing and stuff like that. I mean, overall, it's really useful, but you do need to focus on what the site is selling to really use the specific text message and to send it at the appropriate time. But still, with text messages, we see that our users get an average return of investment of 2,400%, which is really nice. Of course, we do have other clients, for example, sites that are brand oriented. Those like dominate, like they have a return of investment of over 7,000%, like an open rate of, the open rate is 60, the open rate is like 99%, but the click-through rate is around 60%. So the thing with text messages is that they're really personal. You immediately see them because you check your phone over 200 times per day. It rings, you check it out. Elderly people know how to use it. Younger people, of course, know how to use it. So yeah, it's a great solution that if you find a way how to implement it in your existing site is perfect. And that's what we did with cartboss, just to make it like a streamlined process, a plug-and-play solution that already has the text messages prepared, translated into all the languages that we offer sending. And to make it even easier, when someone abandons their cart, we actually check what language that person is speaking. What's his mother language? I mean, his language by default, So we automatically send them the text message in their own language. So in essence, when, for example, if you want to use cartboss on your site, you just connect your site with cartboss and that's it.
Okay, these are some very amazing numbers, and I have used SMS text messages in my own store, and what you said that the return on investment is in the thousands of percent. That usually is mind-boggling, but it's true. That's what you get out of it. It's just so much higher than any other kind of communication channel that you can have in your business. Now, one thing you need to be clear of when you talking about SMS marketing is about the legal side of things. There's a couple of things that you need to follow. Tell me about it.
Well, there's different regulations in the USA and Europe. So you've got the GDPR and CCPA in USA, and then there's an additional, each country has their own specific legislations, but in essence, you need to get, some countries say that you need to get consent due to the GDPR. Other countries say that you don't need to get specific consent since someone is already in the process of negotiation with you. As they are on the checkout page and they were interested in making a buy on your site, you are by essence, in negotiation with that person. Additionally, they might just have a problem with the checkout process, meaning that you are allowed to send a text message either asking if they're not satisfied with the offer or what. There's different ways of how you want to tackle the communication sentences. But in essence, you are allowed to send text messages. Additionally, which is important, for example, in the USA, you are not allowed to send more than one text message per 24 hours. Then there's another aspect of it. I mean, another point that you need to keep in mind is the do not disturb mode. You should not send text messages during the night hours. So, of course, cartboss has all this embedded in the system by default. Oh yeah, and one more thing, I forgot this one, like the unsubscribe option. The unsubscribe option also needs to be available within each text message. So that's another thing that you need to consider always.
Okay. Yeah, it should be a no-brainer that you don't send out at 2 a.m. in the morning any kind of recover messages to your potential clients. They will not be very happy with that. Is that sequences that you're only allowed to do one message every 24 hours in the United States? Now, a abandoned cart flow usually has more than one reminder message in there. From your experience with your clients, how many messages are they sending out for abandoned carts?
The best way to go about it is to send 2 to 3 text messages. Of course, some of our clients have more, but overall, what we see is, for example, if the first text message has a return of investment of roughly around 3,000%, the next text message will drop down from around 20 to 40%, and so on. So with each text message, the rate of the return of investment drops somewhere around there. Of course, because of the high numbers, what I noticed with our existing users is that a lot of companies decide to stop sending text messages. I mean, the 5th text message, for example, if it's below 1,000%, and even but still, like a return of investment of 800% is a lot. But because they're used to such high numbers, they like to just keep it to 2 to 3 text messages, which is enough, in a way. For example, the first text message you usually want to send out after 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, as soon as possible. The second one, what I noticed was that it performs best if you send it after 3 to 6 hours. And then the next one after 24 hours. And usually that's it. Of course, there are exceptions to this. If you sell something really, specifically oriented, like something for, I don't know, hobby enthusiasts, you can send out more text messages because they won't mind usually, especially if you offer first a discount and free shipping, or maybe a gift with if they completed the order. So you always have to think like specifically to this site, but overall 2 to 3 text messages is enough.
Okay. Now, cartboss, you have one feature which really stands out, is that the internalization is built in. So people get a message in their language. How does that work? And when it comes to the text itself, do you have some templates in there, or do I need to do the translation? How does that work?
I'll answer the easy part first. The templates are already built in. There's roughly around 20 to 30 text messages pre-prepared, and they're also translated into all the languages that we offer sending. The translations were done, by local people and rechecked by local people, so that it's really, perfect. That it's not, how it is. If you would put something into Google Translate, or even when you send out to a professional translation service, it's not always legit. So yeah, those text messages that are already prepared are just like top notch. You don't have to think about it. But you can write your own custom text messages and then input your translations as well. So you've got everything covered. In regards to the language detection, it's from the phone number and the IP address of the recipient. So we combine those 2 powers just to find the language of the recipient, because still, you need to consider that you might be buying something from US side, but you live in Holland, for example. What kind of text message would you have to receive? So it's better to see. You put weights on different points of checking the recipient's language, like IP, phone number, and a few other things as well. But those are the easiest to explain.
Okay. Now, one feature you offer is also a post-purchase offer. So it not really stops when the first order is in. You can do more. How does that work?
Well, when you complete an order, you automatically, if you have this activated, you fall into the post-purchase sequence. Usually this is just 1 or 3, depending, text messages. What This is usually useful only for brand sites. For drop shippers, this isn't useful because the first thing we just did it actually a few days ago, we renamed it from post-purchase to win back because it makes more sense. Post-purchase is meant to be sent exactly after a purchase has been done. And you don't want to send special offers on via the phone, but you want to do a post-purchase offer on the website itself. When you complete an order, you immediately see a post-purchase offer. That's how you tackle that thing. But with post-purchase text messages, now known as win-back text messages, you usually send out the text message after around 30 days, saying, hey, thanks for being a loyal customer of ours. Here's a coupon code and go buy something, whatever you want on our site, for a discount, of course. And I would add one thing here that's interesting and really useful that even extends the conversion rates and the return of investment. When you click on the link in the text message, for example, if it's an abandoned cart, you get to the checkout page by default, and it's already pre-filled with your information, of course, everything. When you click on a link in the post-purchase, or now known as win-back text message, you get to the main page where you get a notification that there is a special offer and such. You put stuff into the cart that you want to buy. When you get to the checkout, due to cartboss, your information is also already pre-filled. So you only need to click complete order. I don't want to brag too much about cartboss, but the thing is simplicity in mind. Just like Apple does it, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about the settings, and the recipient doesn't have to think about his information, what he again needs to fill out and everything. Everything is so streamlined that it's like there is no hiccups in the process in between.
No, absolutely a no-brainer. If the form field is already filled out, there's nothing that basically can stop one just to click the order button. And convenience obviously is key there, and to make it as flawless as possible for the client, for the customer. Now, when it comes to the implementation, cartboss is available as an app. How does the implementation work? Obviously, you need to have your phone number or a phone number. How are the steps to get it up and running?
Well, for example, on Shopify, you install the app, you register at cartboss, add the site to your dashboard, you receive an API key, you put it into the Shopify app, done. That's it. That's it. Yeah, it's really straightforward. When they say like it's a 5-minute process and then it's like a 10-minute process and stuff like that, this is less than 5 minutes, but we just say it's a 5-minute process.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about the pricing structure.
We're not actually, we don't do any hidden fees or anything because obviously e-commerce sites that do the hidden fees don't convert it well, so we don't do any hidden fees as well. It's actually just a pay-as-you-go business model. You just each country has their own pricing for the text message, because we really focus on the best gateways possible. You can always offer a price for a text message really, really cheap. But that just means that not all of the text messages really get delivered, because the gateway provider uses not the worst, possible ways, but they just use farms of phones with prepaid phone numbers, and they just take advantage of the unlimited packages, or how is it called. The problem here is that your account can quickly go into a spam folder, as a spam, and doesn't even send out text messages. That's why we focus on the best possible gateways in each country that we offer sending. So yeah, the prices are per text message per country. That's it. No other hidden fees, nothing. You fill out you fill up your account with specific credits, and that's it. But of course, because we're so focused on proving that text messages are the solution for recovering abandoned carts, we actually offer free initial text messages. We offer 500 text messages for free upon registration, and you don't need to enter anything. You don't need to put in your credit card or something like that to test it out. You just register, test it out to see with 500 text messages. If your average order value is around 30 euros, you can easily expect to generate roughly around 700 to 1,200 euros of profit just from the free text messages. So yeah, we're really satisfied with the solution. We believe in our product because it's, as you mentioned, it's a no-brainer solution. So yeah, I would highly recommend the listeners of this podcast to test it out and let us know that they heard us here on this podcast and they tested out the solution and what results they got. It would really be interesting to see that.
As I said, with 500 free emails, SMS messages, you can't do anything wrong. That's the best test ever. And I'm 100% convinced that they will see a return on investment, not only because it's free, but from what they make on revenue, which they wouldn't have made otherwise, and will be convinced that SMS text messaging is an awesome way to generate revenue for your business. Today, where can people find out more about cartboss?
Just on the website, like cartboss.io. I can get, if someone's specifically interested, they can either send us an email or DM me on my LinkedIn profile. Anything goes. Our support team usually responds within 6 to 12 hours, sometimes even sooner. So we're really active on the support part. So yeah, not a problem. Just send us an email, send us a text message, that's an option. But I would add one thing actually, that I just, when you mentioned previously, like it's a no-brainer, it's the profit or revenue that they wouldn't get otherwise. That's the thing. Abandoned carts aren't such a big deal if you think about it, That's why cartboss is so freaking simple to use. You just click, connect your site, and that's it. Because companies don't actually have time, to focus on so many different aspects of business. Like every e-commerce business owner that's listening this now, they've got Facebook problems, they've got shipping problems, dead stock and everything like that. They don't have time to deal with abandoned carts and like optimizing every part of it. And this is why cartboss is like the main solution, and they're just connected, done deal.
Yeah, what I always preach is the 80-20 rule, so that 20% of whatever you do in your business gives you 80% of your business. And I think within the 20% of apps you should have in your store, SMS marketing is definitely one that you need to have, because it gives you so much for exactly what you said, for little to no work, gives you a huge return on investment. Today, I will put the links in the show notes as always, and you're just one click away. And thank you for giving us an overview of what SMS marketing can do for your business. I think it's a huge opportunity for every merchant out there. Thanks so much.
It was lovely being here, and I think that it's a huge opportunity right now before everybody grabs this wagon, and then all of a sudden text messages will be all over the place. So right now, I think is the best time to go about it.
Excellent. Thanks so much. Talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you go, I would like to invite you to become part of the e-commerce Merchant Pro community to get actionable advice from other Shopify merchants who already have achieved what you are aiming for. Our community is a safe place to actively grow your online retail business with the support of the most amazing and helpful group of e-commerce entrepreneurs behind you. Running a Shopify business is tough. Don't do it alone. Join us now. You will find the link in the show notes. Also, if you think your online store has conversion or marketing issues and you would like to have a fresh set of eyes on your business, then drop me an email at klaus@klauslauter.com and let me know a little bit about your business. It might be beneficial for you to have me look over your store, offers, emails, and ads, and get an unbiased outside perspective and guidance to help you make most of your online business. Thank you as always for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Until next time, and I talk to you soon.